Hello guys, welcome back to another Solana macro analysis here. A lot of people have requested me to cover Solana, so I'm thinking right now start with Solana, then I want to cover Bitcoin and some other altcoins as well. So as you guys been following me, you know that we have talked about this pitchfork here on Binance. First, I want to start off by saying Solana is actually one of the hardest coins to chart because the data varies so much from exchange to the exchange. And also even just checking, I have two charts here on Binance I want to talk about. Even within Binance itself, the price data is very different. So the results also get different here, and because since the data is varying from exchange to exchange, it's very hard to predict which is the correct pitchfork to use. But in this case, I've been using the Binance chart here, the Solana USD. So I've taken from the lows here when Solana were down at 22 cents to the all-time highs to the recent lows, and we can see here how perfectly price has respected the median line. So we can see right when price hit the median line, that's when Solana topped. So as I've been saying, as soon as I saw this, I have not been very bullish anymore on Solana, because I do think, even though the alt season is going to start, I do think Solana is going to have some price movements to the upside. But I'm still very skeptic if we can break the previous highs and if we can break the all-time highs. Of course, if we go on the other chart, so here's the same Binance, but this is the USDT chart. If we go here on the weekly, let's see, and we draw the similar pitchfork here on Solana, the data is completely different. So we get here from the highs to the lows, and then we use the shift pitchfork. So you can see the shift pitchfork were broken through. So the next one would be the modified shift. So if Solana start breaking the highs here, I would say if we can break the highs we made here a few months ago at 210, then I'll flip bullish and I'll expect this to be the next target at around 450. But for me to say that Solana is going to go to 450 is, for me, right now, I'm very skeptic of that. I do believe Solana is still going to push higher. So if we come here on the daily time frame, we can see here we're actually start making a move higher. So in that case, what you want to do is take the pitchfork from the lows here to the highs to the recent lows, and then we can use the original as a guidance. I do think it's possible Solana to come here to the original pitchfork, but to be conservative, I like to start with the shift one. So we can see here on the shift, if we zoom in here on the 4 hour, we can see here what a perfect bounce from the 0.5 line here. We can see the 0.5 also correlated perfectly. There's a perfect demand zone here. So we see here price going sideways before we get an impulsive move higher. That's usually a sign that big whales are accumulating, since if they just place a buy order straight into the market, that will push the price higher. So what they have to do, they need to find moments where price is going sideways, where they can slowly start to accumulate. So this is usually a sign that big whales are interested in doing business at these levels, and that's exactly what we got here. So you can see Solana came down here, and right now we have bounced. So my next target is at around 153 for Solana. I do believe this pitchfork is going to be strong resistance, but as I said, this coin is very hard to chart, because we can take the same chart here, the Solana USDT, and go on the daily. Let me see if we're going to get a different target. So here we can take from the lows here to the highs to the recent lows. I think here, in this case, we'll get the same. So we have confluence is 153 here, and here's 153. So I do believe the 153 area is going to be strong support. If we manage to get a daily close, I do believe right now Solana can keep ranging here, come up here, probably then we're going to probably have a bigger pullback. So I do expect here to open a short on myself, but once we get a daily close above this level, then it's time to start using the original, because I do believe if we can manage to get a close above, which is also going to correlate with the 0.5 line here, I do believe Solana can easily reach this pitchfork here. As you guys know, I'm bullish on altcoins overall, and I do think it also for Solana we're gonna go higher. But to say that Solana is gonna go to this pitchfork here that I've been talking for a while, I think it's very optimistic. I just want to be honest with what I see right now. I am bullish overall in most of the altcoins as I'm on Solana, but we need to first take out the 210 area here. So once we can get a close above 210, then we can start talking about reaching the median line here. And that's most likely going to be the absolute top for Solana before then we enter into a bear market and start going lower. So you really want to try to catch these tops, because the most money is actually made in the bear markets, actually shorting. Because especially in crypto, you can see here, they usually take the stairs up and then the elevator down. So the moves to the downside are usually much more impulsive, in my opinion. So that's my outlook for Solana right now. We can see here the total altcoin market cap has found some resistance. So here we're talking this in the VIP. I am bullish on this, but I took here from the highs to the lows on the 4-hour. So you can see here we've been testing the 0.31 Fibonacci here one time, and right now for a second time. So I do expect some more pullback here on altcoins before then. Once we close above the 0.31, altcoins are gonna fly, because we're just made a macro 4th wave here, and we haven't even started the 5th wave. So we have much higher to go for a lot of altcoins right now. We'll check here the Bitcoin chart. This is the pitchfork we're talking about yesterday. Let me just remove the volume. From the lows here to the highs to the recent lows. Similar chart like on Solana. So on Bitcoin, I have two scenarios right here. We came down here and we tested the 0.5 line here on Bitcoin. Ideally, this can act as strong support. So I would like to see if I move it to the upside. Either way, our target is 65,500. I think with very high probability we're gonna go there. I don't see Bitcoin coming down here and challenging these lows again. If we start breaking below this, then we have a nice demand zone here at around 61,000, 60,000, which I'll be buying personally. So here I already opened a small long. If we start closing below the 0.5 line here, that's gonna be a sign for me that we're probably gonna go lower on Bitcoin. We can also check here from the lows here to the highs. Right now we're sitting under the 0.31 here. So what I ideally want to see here on the daily time frame, we can see the daily candle, we still have 6 hours left until the daily close. So we really want to see a daily close above this. I do expect if we close above this on the daily, I'll be adding heavy to my BTC long here. Otherwise, I'll still be cautious, even though we're inside this pitchfork, and I do believe easily we can go to 65,000 next. We want to be cautious here because you never know, market could pull back here again, liquidate some longs before then we'll continue higher, because market likes to do that. Overall, in my opinion, I think altcoins are the place to be right now and not BTC. So I rather look for longs in the altcoins. Lastly, I want to cover here on Ethereum, as we talked about yesterday. On Ethereum here on the daily, we take from the highs here to the lows. The 0.31 has acted as perfect resistance. We can see we've got multiple wicks here above. I talked about yesterday that you can open a short here with the stop loss above the high, so you can see we have been in profit here as a hedge. Come here on the 4-hour, nothing really has changed. We're still under resistance here on it.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach